dollar corporation to create their dream. And I have never in my life had the privilege of working with such fine and talented people. And the experience of Macintosh has changed all of our lives who've had the privilege of working on it for the last few years. And we think it's going to change the millions of people, their lives, the millions of people that buy them in the next few years. And we made a multimedia show, really for ourselves, that I want to show to you now that captures some of the spirit of this group. And I'd like to show it to you now.
We started in a very tight-knit, small group, and we had this dream. It was sort of us against the rest of the world. But we started working on it, and us 5, 6, 7 people believed in the dream, and eventually it sort of grew.
The machine is based on the Motorola 68000 microchip.
When we started working on Macintosh, we really wanted to get a unique synergy.
Firstly, there's 128 KB of dynamic RAM. There's 64 KB of ROM.
No compromise. Do it right. Do it really good, the way you would want it, and then figure out how to make it cheap so people can afford it.
The display is a bitmap display that has 512 by 342 dots.
And we all loved the machine so much that everybody was interested in the whole picture.
There is an interface for an external disk drive already built into Macintosh.
What I've particularly enjoyed about working with the people on the Macintosh project is the spirit of cooperation between the groups and individuals.
There's an engraving that is on the inside of the back cover of the Macintosh case that has everyone's signature that worked on the original design.
We looked at every detail, every small thing. Will this work in France? Will it work in Japan? When you're working on something as wonderful as Macintosh, you want to bring it out to the whole world.
It will come out and it will be, I think, several years ahead of its time. It is the best possible thing that could be done today.
You know, when people ask us who is Macintosh for, we like to say that the market for Mac is the desk. Over the last few years, we've sold between 750,000 and 1 million Apple IIs, and that seems like a really large number. But even a bigger number is 25 million, and that's the number of knowledge workers in the United States alone who are sitting behind desks every day doing their work. And the way they do their work really hasn't changed since probably the start of the Industrial Revolution. So our marketing goal is really very simple, is to create a product that'll improve the life at the desk, to appeal to this vast group of people who know very little about computers at all. First of all, the Macintosh will have to be a very, very powerful computer because it has to handle lots of information processing problems for the knowledge workers. So the brains of the computer is the Motorola 68000, a 32-bit microprocessor. Our second concern has to do with ease of learning and ease of use. We've taken the mystery out of computers when you learn how to use a Macintosh. Our third concern is with the actual physical package, the thing you touch and hold. We want Macintosh to be the first desk appliance that sits with you at your desk in your office place. And last of all, we know we have to provide lots of very real solutions to those people at the desk. So we've come up with a wide variety of very good software applications like word processing, spreadsheets, databases, accounting packages, and because we're Apple, we'll be sure and toss in a few great games so you can have fun when the boss is not around. And in the years to come, we expect literally hundreds of new Macintosh applications to come from all the leading software houses all around the world. You know, for us in the Macintosh group, the product is like this torch being carried into a pitch black room. We like to say that it's simply incredibly, insanely great. Here, let me show you what I mean.
It's like the cursor's not connected to the mouse anymore. It's connected to your hand, and you're just moving your hand around.
pointing with your finger.
The user doesn't have to get mucked up in the mechanics of how they want to do what they have to do. They can just go and do it and make it look neat and wonderful.
When you turn on Mac, what appears before you is a crisp black and white picture with a little bar across the top with words that suggest things you might be able to do.
When you find the command that you want to execute, you simply let up on the button of the mouse and that command will be executed.
A great number of the things that you see are little pictures called icons, symbols that actually allow a user to perform an operation that the symbol represents.
One of the starting points of Mac software is Bill Atkinson's amazing Quick Draw graphics package. That's the heart and soul of not only Macintosh, but Lisa. The reason we have multiple fonts is because the world has multiple fonts. We emulate the real world by providing a variety of type styles, just like you'd see in any well-typeset manual or book.
We built a machine that would be fun for us to use.
And fun doesn't just mean playing games. Fun means using a word processor, using a spreadsheet can be fun too.
Part of what we really want to do is recreate the Apple II phenomenon. There are several thousand extremely bright and talented software developers doing software for the Apple II, and it's an incredible competitive advantage.
In the software business, volume is everything. You want to be able to sell onto a large set of machines. Microsoft is choosing this Apple Macintosh environment because over time the other environments won't be interesting.
The technology that's in Macintosh makes it possible for us to move the state of the art ahead in software. We can really do something that's of value to people, to lots and lots of people, that we simply couldn't do before. And that's what's exciting, and that's why we're in business.
So we're going to devote at least half of our R&D resources developing software specifically for the Macintosh. And I wouldn't do that unless I really believed in, one, the product, and secondly, that we had a chance to have an outstanding relationship with Apple.
The manufacturing philosophy behind Macintosh started out as being able to find a way to make a truly high-quality, low-cost personal computer.
And that way is focusing on a quality improvement process. This improvement process has two key ingredients. The first being quality, being defined as conformance to requirements, and the second being a performance standard that focuses on zero defects.
So we've designed this whole process, the whole factory, at the same time as the product and with the product. And we're going to be making a computer every 27 seconds. That's 1,000 computers in an 8-hour shift.
And the way we're going to accomplish this high volume is through our working relationships with our vendors. And these relationships will focus on delivering us 100% quality parts.
What we're all excited about is that we know Mac is sort of the next big revolution in the kind of tool that we can give to every person. When you think about it, you know, over 750,000 people, well over 1 million people by the time Mac is introduced, will have gone through the less than fun experience of having to learn at least 50 bizarre words, and will have had to have remembered dozens of sequences of esoteric commands. And I think once a tool like Mac hits, which eliminates the need for that, then you're going to see the numbers jump from really hundreds of thousands to millions to tens of millions. And that's what this next revolution is all about.